Hi there. Welcome to City Skylines Beginners Tutorials. I'm going to be doing let's see if I can get us into it, the District Service Limit mod by G. Steigert. It's already on, and we need to take care of this first. We're in the forestry area, and we're not getting water here because I set this up and then I didn't put any more water in it, which was kind of silly of me. There. Okay, that should take care of those. Yeah, there they go. Losing all their little water bubbles. Okay. Okay, now we're going to today deal with changing how our zones are set up. Just for starters, we have a very large one here that is dependent on these garbage incinerators right here, and I think this is for death care down here. Yeah, and I believe there's a spot there where this stuff is. We're going to change things around maybe later, but right now. Okay, so this whole area goes with both of these areas, and you can see it's not able to take care of everything, obviously. So, putting the game on hold, I am going to divide this by right-clicking the mouse and separating this area from this area. And then I'm going to push this area out into here. Oh yeah, because this is still the same thing. I have to delete that. Okay. Now, I can only move I can't move these, the cemeteries, unless they're empty, and they're not. So, at least I don't think all of them are. Yeah, they all have just a few bodies in them, but there's enough there that I can't move those yet. But I can set up a little area here. Now I can't get too close to these guys that I'm trying to take care of. There. But I can set them up right down here. So I'm going to, oh, did it twice. Okay, I'm going to go in here to tools, I think it is. Yeah. And then fourth tab over is rocks. And if you go far enough over, you find this great big huge boulder that I like to use as a marker for when you cannot see. Where's the big one? There it is. Okay, this guy right here, if I put it about where, of course I have to find a vehicle traveling through this first. That might take a while. Okay, I have to wait until a vehicle travels through. They're all going the wrong direction. I want something right in here. Or maybe I could just line this up. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to line this up with the chirper. Chirper, chirper. Come on, there we go. Okay, so where the chirper is where I'm going to put the stone. This guy. Right here. On both sides. Now what he's doing, oops. What these stones are doing is, there we go, come on. Okay. Is denoting this where one zone ends and the other begins. Okay, now this zone can go up here with this one, and that's fine. And now I know where I'm moving things. I'm going to take two of these, move them down here. These are the garbage incinerator plants, and I'm just, there we go. And it looks like what have we got, 2 or 3 here? No. Okay, so one more, and all I'm doing is clicking on the incineration plant and then clicking on the relocate building button down here in the corner and then moving it over here inside this new zone I've created. I can do the same thing with, I should probably get down here where you can see this, these little guys here. I'm going to leave the fire department behind, but I'm going to relocate the crematorium, one of them. Okay. And now I have 3 of these incinerators on each zoned area and 1 crematorium in each one. I can do nothing about these guys. They're going to have to stay where they are right now until I can empty one out. So, and the fire department has to stay here for this one. And it's easier to get the fire department to take care of things if it can just have a little bitty road here. Didn't even really have to have it on both sides. The idea is that when a fire department goes out and it wants to come and get something here, if it turns the wrong direction and it really wants to go back here, it has to go all the way out here till it finds another road. And sometimes that means getting on the freeway and going forever. But this way, the fire department can go up to this little road, go around, and immediately come back to get over here where it needs to go. So that's, usually I put it around the fire department, but this is close enough. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, because you can't use a fire department this is what I should have done with the other one. Okay, and then I'm going to put a fire department in here in this zoned area, because remembering, as I said in the previous episode, each of these city services down here, you have to have at least one of each in each newly zoned area. Okay, so we now have, there we go. Okay, so now we have a fire department in each area. One is there. One is there. We have 3 garbage incineration plants right here, one in each of these 2 zones. We have 1 crematorium in each one. Okay, so we're doing good so far. Okay, oh dear, I have to move this over here or these guys won't be able to use this. Yeah. Okay. Now everybody here is servicing this area. I need to stop the game here. And everyone here is going to be servicing this area. Okay. And then, of course, there's the nightlife oceanfront, which is this area right here. And every one of these zoned areas, like the farming, has to have garbage. It has to have both death care, crematoriums or cemeteries, and it has to have health care, at least a medical clinic. I don't use the hospitals. They don't put out any ambulances. I don't know why. The fire departments have to be in each zone, and just a little one will do. The police departments have to be in each zone. And right now, I don't think the schools do, but I would wonder about that. I haven't checked it yet. And if you have a prison, you want it to be in an area that is not zoned at all, so that it can go and get, this is a prison, and if I was going to put this out somewhere, I'd have to put it someplace where there was no zone, so that it could service all the zones. Okay? Now, this way, everybody in here is going to be taking care of everybody here. And everybody up here is going to take care of everyone down on this line, and then some of the folks down in here. We have a separate group here, I think. What is that? Yeah. Firehouse Row and farming can pretty much stay together because, you know, but I'm going to move this part over here because it's just too far away from the areas it's serving, this garbage dump area. So all of that's going to get moved. Okay, so now to check and see if we have, just as an example, we have in this area right here, just these guys that are a residential area served by this group up here. Okay, we have one firehouse. I don't think we have one down in here. And we probably need one down in here. So I have to find a spot to put a firehouse. This is probably a good location right there. So put a firehouse down in here, and then I need to check and make sure that my water's going that far. Barely. Okay. And while I'm about it, I should double check the water up here. Okay, and electricity up here. These guys create their own, so I think the fire department and the crematorium will pull electricity from them. Same thing over here, so they're okay. Okay, now we also need to double check and make sure that we have a police department in this area. Now this one looks like it's in this area, but I have sneaking suspicion it's separate. It's not in any area. I think I remember, oh no, it is in this area. Okay, so it's in this residential area. There's only one police department in here. There's none up there. You can see what the results are for that. You have coverage down in here, but over on this end where you don't have a police department, you don't have any coverage, do you? So I think maybe I will put a police department right down in here. And when you take it off the roads, all of the gray roads are areas that it's not reaching. So you kind of, when you put it down against a road, you can see approximately what it covers. Okay. If we put it here, covers almost everyone. If I put it here, it covers a little bit better. Yep. I might need to put one there. And might not hurt to put one over here. Okay, so that takes care of the police. And did we do clinics? Okay, we have 2 clinics inside the residential area, and the green coverage seems to be okay. What about hearses? Got a lot of dead bodies. Okay, we only have one hearse in this area, and it is in this zoned area, and it would be this one. I got to get over here where I can look at it, click on it without creating another one. Okay, it's this little guy right here. He has 7 of 7 hearses in use. Now, I know that we can have 9 hearses if our budget's high enough, so I'm going down. I'll do it slowly. I'm going down here where it says budget. It looks like a big green brick. Economy. Click on that guy right there. Then up here on these 3 tabs, you want to go to budget, and you want to, first off, let's look at taxes. Okay, our taxes are at 12%. They can be 13%. So I'm just trying to bring it. You just kind of have to try real hard to find the right spot to bring it up. You just click right here on this bar. I've tried moving them and it just doesn't take. There we go. 13 is as high as I can go before they start complaining about taxes being too high. Then we go to the second tab and we go to our health tab, which is right here. Healthcare. We have it at 100, but I think we probably need to bring it up to about 105 and see if that gives us more vehicles. Yeah, it gave us 8. We need more than 8. So back to the economy and raise it up another 5%. There we go, 110. Okay, 110 gives us, I have to turn it on to get anything. Okay, 8 of 8, still at 8. All right, back to economy. Let's raise it up to, I'm going to take it up to 120 if I can get it there. Okay, or as close as I can, at it or above it. And then down here, now it's gone up to 9. Okay, and it should send a car out fairly soon. Okay, and I'm going to name this area. I'm only going to do this on screen for you for this one area. Then I'm going to go ahead and divide all the other ones like I said in the last episode I was going to do, but I'm not going to do it on screen. I mean, once you've done it once, it's just a repeat of the same thing over and over again. We have our garbage now in this zone. We have our death care right up here, and we have our, and I'm going to have to put another one up there, and we have our medical clinic. Okay, the medical clinics are, we have 3 of them in this neighborhood. One here, one here, one here. They're important. Fire departments, we have one down here and one up here. This one covers all of our city services that are up there. That's the only reason it's there. Okay, and our fire department, oh, I just put another one in there and I didn't want to. Well, since I did, let's move these guys so that they're more useful. We can't have them both here. We'll take one of them. Oops, I don't want to. Okay. You have to turn it off, or you just put another one down. Okay, so we have green here in the center, but we want to have green elsewhere as well. So I think maybe if we put some right here, there, that covers most of that area. I realize this area is not covered, but hopefully it'll get covered by this fire department or one of these other 2. If you were playing hard mode, you couldn't just keep slapping them down. So we'll try and make do with that. See if we can get away with it. Yeah, we got green on most of it. Okay, so that's the police department, fire department, and all the purples show us where our buildings belong. I shouldn't be using this one. That's how I wound up with that extra one last time. There, if you use these icons, it doesn't plop something down. It just lets you look at what you already have and check on it. And if you use the ones down here, that actually lets you put it down. And if you're checking things with that, sometimes you will do like I just did and inadvertently plop down a service that you didn't really need to put in there at the moment. Okay, I think I have everything. Water is high. Electricity is high. Garbage doesn't look too bad in this area. I realize it's not perfect, which is why we have dead bodies, by the way. And when you see this, you don't need to slap down another incinerator unless you have the money for it. Now, we have the money because, you know, we're playing in easy mode. But say you didn't have the money for another incinerator, or you didn't, you know, you didn't have the budget down in here to pay for another incinerator, because the incinerators cost $1,440 a week. But you could put for $160 a week a landfill site right across the street from the incinerators, right there. Get down here where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so if I put this here, and then I have a little road that goes around it. Oh, I didn't even need that, I guess, because I already had this one and it could be used by both items. This way, when this one fills up, now this one's going to send out 15 trucks for $160 a week, whereas these are sending out between 20 and 27 trucks for 1,440, which is a little over 10 times as much for not even twice as many vehicles. So, you know, this is a good thing to have. And what happens is when you wind up with the garbage being all picked up and you don't have any more of these things right here, these brown buildings that are not aquamarine, once you have gotten rid of all these, you can go back up here and click this little box with the arrow in the middle there. That says empty building to another facility. And what they'll do is they'll try to go to the facilities inside their zone, which are these three right here. So this one will empty out into one of these when you have a slack period. Same thing goes for all the dead bodies right now. We have 6 of 9 hearses out, and right now, because we just rezoned, a lot of them are probably running around over here trying to cover everything. But eventually they'll get back in here and pick up all these dead bodies. Until they do, however, it doesn't hurt. Since I can't, I would normally just take one of these, there we go. I would normally take just one of these cemeteries that we already have in this zoned area and move it, but I have to empty it first. It has 421 bodies in it. You can't move these guys till they're emptied. Okay, so I'm just gonna, for, you know, regular purposes here, I'm gonna go grab one of the cemeteries and dump it over here. Now that cemetery, just like the landfill that we have over here, that cemetery has 12 hearses that it can send out. And it's only going to charge $192 a week, whereas this crematorium only has 9 hearses. So this is like 1.5 times as many in the cheaper cemetery than in the crematorium. You don't want to have a bunch of cemeteries. They fill up and then you can't empty them out fast enough without it costing money. But for right now, because we have a little emergency going over here with a lot of dead bodies, that's what all these skulls are for. Because of that, see all the little skulls? I don't know if you can see them or not. Can I get close enough? They're all over the place in here. All right. And you can see them this way. They're just blinking away. So you want to just have one cemetery sending out extra vehicles, and when all the skulls disappear and you don't need as many vehicles, you empty it out first with this square, and then you turn it off and let the crematorium go back to handling the regular flow of dead bodies. Right now we just have a big crush of them. Okay, so we have all of our facilities inside this area. And off camera, I am going to go ahead and do all of these other ones. And I'm going to name each of them. This one I'm going to change to just residential district. And I'll change the names of each of these city service buildings. And I think I've shown you how to do that before. But we'll just say, we'll go up here and click on it and say residential cemetery. And clicking the enter so that it sticks. This is now called the residential cemetery, which identifies it as a cemetery covering this area, which is now no longer beachfront, but just residential. So we change the name on that, residential district. We can always give it a fancy name later. Okay, and then enter so that it changes down here. And off camera, I'll go ahead and rename everything and rezone everything. But right now, we haven't had a chance to get down in here and look at anything. So I'm just going to go grab anybody I can find down in here. Okay, where's this guy going? Going home. I want to find somebody who's going elsewhere. Going to school at a high school. Okay. No, better not do that. They jump into the... where are you headed? Club de la Creme. Driving to a club. Okay, so we got ourselves a little sports car here. And he's driving to a club somewhere. So, okay. For our last 5 minutes... we'll go with the sports car and take a little ride. And I'm sorry I didn't do a lot of first persons in this one, but I just wanted to show you how to divide up your present zones into smaller zones and make certain that each zone has all of its city services in it. Because before, when we had larger zones and we didn't need the fire and police and I guess the fire, the police, and the ambulances wouldn't be covering just that one zone, so weren't careful to see that they were in there. I don't think. I think I tried to be because I was hoping something like this mod would come up, but you'll want to go into your game and check, rezone down to a smaller zone, or wait until I come back in the next episode. I will have done all the zoning, and you can copy what I did. I'll just show it to you, and then you can take your time to copy what I did and put, city services in every one of them. And then they work a lot better once they get going because they don't have a very large area to have to cover, which is nice. I have no idea why, when we're going out for the evening here to the Club de la Creme, we're driving through the farming district, but that's what we're doing. We might want to fix that later. We shouldn't have the farming district having anything in it from outside the area, and I think I routed these things incorrectly, so we will go ahead and fix that in another episode. It really does have to be fixed. That will involve tunnels, probably for the traffic to get in and out of the different areas. And when I create those tunnels, you'll be using another mod that is a new mod that puts sides and ceilings on the tunnels. So in upcoming episodes, we'll be doing a little bit of that. Okay, I think we might be getting out of the area now. Maybe? We're still in the farming area, you can tell by the sounds. We're in the residential portion of it on the right, but on the left are parks that are supposed to keep the noise down from the farms, but as you can see, it's not doing that good of a job. Oh my goodness. Now, if we don't want to hear the cows and the pigs and the whatever, I'm just going to get this done here for you. I'm stopping this just to show this to you. You go up here to your little thing where you would save the game, and instead you go to options, because we now have ambient sounds tuner right here under mod settings. Click on that, and it lets you pick the different things that the sounds come from. And I'm going to go to animals, and the cows and the pigs are really high right now, so I'm going to bring them down to about halfway. They were up here. I don't know if you can see that or not, and I can't make it any bigger. The seagulls I took all the way down because I don't want to hear them at all. I can still see them with this ambient sounds tuner, which is a good thing, but I don't hear them anymore. Okay, and we can do the same thing with vehicles. If I click on this tab for vehicles, the metro is already down halfway. I don't mess with the cars and the scooters and the trains because, you know, they're going to make a lot of noise. But sirens, I don't care for sirens. So I've moved, they start out way up here at the top, I think. And I've moved the ambulances, the fire trucks, and the police cars down to about a quarter of the bar, not even halfway, but right here on the quarter of the bar section. Don't know if in your screen you can see these little arrows, but they're right here. Okay, and then that's all you have to do, you know, to adjust, and then come back up and click, and you can get into that tab and check what all the other stuff is. But now, see, now you can still hear the cows, but they're not as loud. And you'll hear the pigs snorting, but they're not as loud. I like that because, you know, they're not gonna, unless you're standing right next to a pen of these little animals, if you've ever been out in the country, you're not gonna hear them making noise that loud unless there are a whole lot of them and you're real close to them. I think we might go to 35 minutes here just because we're having trouble getting through this area to get out. Oh, and it is what it is. I think the Club de la Creme is down by the water, so eventually we will get out of here and go down to the water. I'm going to put you on hold till we get to the end where all this traffic is that we're trying to get to. Holding, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are now up at the front, and we should be slipping through pretty quickly now. Yeah, that's better. Okay, on the freeway, headed for Club de la Creme, which I believe is down by the water. Out here in this area, but down by the water, not up here on the top where the residential buildings are, off to the left. There are a lot of nightlife. That's a whole nightlife area down by the ocean, and I believe that's where we're headed. If I remember what I have in the game from 4 months ago. It's been a long time. This might be it. Yeah. I was thinking if we went any further, we'd be leaving the game. Okay, so now we're headed towards the ocean. and the nightlife area. On our left, I think we're going to be passing the residential area, and it's full of people that are dying, which I will take care of as soon as I, get off when we're not on video here. I'll go in and take care of all of that when I rezone and put in new city services for everybody, like we did on this last one that we spent the entire episode doing. I'll try and do a nice first person for you in the next episode, first off, and maybe at the end. Okay, here we go. Now, if I can tab out before she gets to wherever she's going, which I probably won't have a clue. Oh, that was it. And I didn't tab out fast enough. I wound up back where I picked her up. I hit the tab button, but I couldn't hit it fast enough. So I wound up back over here and tabbing down into the... Okay, so where she went was through this farm area, all through this big long piece here. She went out this way, over here. She lived out in here. Picked her up over there. She went out through here, went up this street, and got clogged up right here where all these guys are sitting, and then zipped through here, went up this way, and zipped around this, went down here, got down here at the ocean, turned right here, headed down this way, got about this far, and the car pulled over, she jumped out, and I hit the tab button, but I didn't hit it fast enough. So when it does that, it zips you right back over here to where we picked her up. Right there. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, we're at 37 minutes, which is 7 minutes longer than I should be doing on this one. I'm trying to keep them at 30 minutes. So I will see you in the next episode, which I'm going to work on now. You won't be seeing it for a couple of days because I'm uploading the one previous to this one. But in the next episode, I hope to have all of the rezoning done. As I said, this one, the forestry and the commercial, are going to be separated. This one we just did. This one is going to be, all of this is going to get moved over closer. And I'm just going to revise everything like I said in the last one. So that'll all get done off screen. And when I come back, we'll do something fun. Maybe just do a first person and one or two new things. Okay, see ya. Bye.